What up? It's Trent Out Loud, and I'm back with another episode. All right, depending what time zone you're in, it's Thursday night, but for some of y'all, it's Friday! We have made it to the end of the week. Congratulations, y'all. And guess what? I have a great show to send you on your way and spend your weekend. All right. Normally we kick it off with start with lead stories. We're going to change up the show a little bit today. We're going to have 3 new segments, and they will all be surrounding Charlie Kirk. All right. So my first segment is going to be Who is Charlie Kirk? A breakdown of Charlie Kirk's most controversial, divisive, and radical viral videos. Then we're going to do the mixed reactions to Charlie Kirk's passing. We're going to give you comments and videos from Amanda Seales, Jesse Waters, Nancy Mace, and Donald Trump. Then I'm going to give you an up-to-the-minute update on Charlie Kirk's suspect. Then we're going to do a quick Charlie Kirk news, because normally we have quick news. We're going to do a quick Charlie Kirk news. We're going to talk about Charlie Kirk's last words. Matthew Dowd from MSNBC getting fired over comments he made over Charlie Kirk. House Democrats refuse to have a moment of silence over Charlie Kirk. Donald Trump gives Charlie Kirk the Medal of Freedom, and TMZ faces backlash over the staff laughing moments before Charlie Kirk's passing was announced. Then we're going to go to our normal quick news. I have a little bit of other stories for you. I didn't want to only give you Charlie Kirk. In quick news, we're going to talk Neo, Adam Silver, and September 11th. I'm about to say November 11th and September 11th. 9/11. All right. As always, we're going to close out this show with comments of the day, social discussion of the day, and question of the day. Y'all know what time it is. Turn your TVs, your radio, your devices up. Yeah. I'm about to send you on your weekend, and I'm about to start this show. Let's go. All right, our first segment, Who is Charlie Kirk? Charlie Kirk's top 10 most viral, divisive, controversial, and radical moments online. All right, we posted this up on the Trent Out Loud show this morning. Went viral, a lot of views and a lot of comments. I wanted to bring it to the show for those of you who didn't see it. On the show here, I'm going to play clips of it. For those of you who want to see the long form of the video, just go over to our Instagram, the Trent Out Loud show. I wanted to start off the show because everybody now knows the name Charlie Kirk. For those of you who didn't know before, now you know. But also, for some of you who have known his name in the past, you might not know everything about him. Now, on my end of it, I am going to show you the radical side of Charlie Kirk. I decided to do that because I feel as if, when somebody, when something like this happens to somebody, everybody likes to say all the great things about them. And while I can understand that, I watch Fox News and I watch CNN, and people would say, well, Fox, of course, says he would give the shirt off your back. He was the nicest guy. He was this and he was that. And you listen to CNN and they will say, well, he was controversial or he was this or whatever. So I just wanted to do my due diligence and dig around and see, I asked ChatGPT, I asked Google, I'm like, what was he most known for? And I wanted to share those with you, okay? So here is the first video. I'm going to play some videos and I might come in and maybe kind of like give my opinion. But here is the first couple of videos. Take a listen.
I'm gonna remove my appendix and you're a black lesbian. See a black pilot, you wonder, you say, I hope they are qualified. If I see a black pilot, I'm going to be like, boy, I hope he's qualified. I'm dealing with somebody in customer service who's a moronic black woman. I wonder, is she there because of her excellence, or is she there because of affirmative action? Thomas Sowell and Justice Clarence Thomas are far better black role models to celebrate than Martin Luther King, period. End of story. This guy is not worthy of a national holiday. He is not worthy of godlike status. In fact, I think it's really harmful. You do not have the brain processing power to otherwise be taken really seriously. You had to go steal a white person's slot to go be taken somewhat seriously. Play cut 52.
All right, so that is Charlie Kirk's kind of, I guess, feelings on DEI, African Americans, etc. And I forgot to say this. Well, two things I'm going to say before we go back into the videos. One, I am going to not necessarily give my opinion on these videos because I would like to leave this for you. I know how I feel about them, especially as a black man, but I wanted to leave it open and for you guys to comment in the comment section. Let me know as a black man or a white man or a white woman or whatever race you are, you know, how does this make you feel and his views on DEI and black people? Also, the second thing that I wanted to say, and I'm going to reiterate this a couple of times today, and I said this yesterday when I spoke about Charlie, regardless of anything that Charlie Kirk has ever said or any of his views or any of his beliefs, he is no longer here, and that is sad. He has a wife or had a wife and 2 children, and he is a human being. I feel like that's important to mention because, as you guys know, I give my opinion to you guys here every day. And I feel like it is everyone's God-given right to have their own opinion and say whatever they want. I might not agree. I might not like what he says. It might not make me feel good, but he has a right to his own opinion. And I don't think it's fair that we say negative things about somebody for having their own opinion, especially if they are no longer here. Okay, so those are the 2 things I wanted to put in. Let's hear Charlie Kirk's opinion about GUNs. Take a listen.
You will never live in a society when you have an armed citizenry and you won't have a single gun death. That is nonsense. It's drivel. But I think it's worth it. I think it's worth to have a cost of, unfortunately, some gun deaths every single year so that we can have the Second Amendment to protect our other God-given rights.
All right, here is Charlie's opinion on George Floyd. Take a listen.
I saw a clip somewhere that you were trying to get the officer who murdered George Floyd pardoned, and I just want to know what your reasoning was about that.
Well, George Floyd didn't die because of the police officer. He died largely because of a drug overdose.
But he had his knee on his neck.
And oh yes, I also forgot to say this. Sorry for all the edits, but this is YouTube. We need to keep it clean so I could monetize. So sorry for all the breaks, but I'm sure you could figure out what he is saying. Next, let's hear Charlie's views on the word empathy.
Can't stand the word empathy. Actually, I think empathy is a made-up New Age term that does a lot of damage.
And here is one, I think, of his most viral videos. And this is Charlie's opinion on what he would do if he had a pregnant daughter who was 10. Take a listen.
So if you had a daughter and she was 10 and she got raped and she was going to give birth and she would, and she was going to give birth and she was going to live, would you want her to go through that and carry her baby?
That's awfully graphic.
But it's a real life scenario that happens to many people.
The answer is yes, the baby would be delivered.
Oh, okay, great. So that's insane.
Here is his opinion on feminine toxicity. Take a listen.
In America, we learn about toxic masculinity. We never talk about toxic femininity. Do you agree that there's toxic femininity as well?
And here is his views on black people, I think black men, but black people in jail. Take a listen.
Black Americans, about 13 to 14% of the population.
Yes,
about half of all prisoners are black.
Exactly.
So blacks commit more crimes than whites do. They commit more murders, they commit more arsons, they commit more kidnappings.
And lastly, I think this is the last one. Here is somebody giving you guys some information about Charlie and his education. Take a listen.
Charlie dropped out of community college. You know the college that he dropped out of had a 100% acceptance rate?
Okay, and here is one about how he feels about Juneteenth. Take a listen.
Okay, everybody, a lot of people are going to be saying Happy Juneteenth. It should not be a federal holiday, and I'm on my way to work.
And here is a content creator telling you Charlie's greatest hits of things that he has been quoted of saying. Take a listen.
I'm going to read some of my favorite quotes from Charlie Kirk. We made a huge mistake when we passed the Civil Rights Act in the 1960s. Women should not work, but instead serve their husbands and raise children. Birth control has created very angry and bitter young ladies, and women in their early 30s, they're past their prime. Planned Parenthood's claim to offer health care is nonsense. They do abortions. He referred to transgender individuals as, quote, a throbbing middle finger to God, and then said that they should be taken care of the way we used to in the 50s and 60s.
Just to be clear, she was being sarcastic when she said favorite quotes, okay? All right, now I think that's all I have for you guys on that. Like I said, I wanted it to be just an overview of things that he has said. Now, I'm sure because I've been doing this for years, there might be some people in the comment section that says, you're taking it out of context. You're taking what he's saying out of context. Play the whole clip. I know that from when I did this similar thing on Andrew Tate. Listen, as somebody who is a YouTuber, a public speaker, has done hundreds of interviews. When you are a public figure and you're a public speaker, you have to know what you say can be clipped up. That's just the way it goes. You have to, have some sort of media training. From my over 10 years in the music industry, being with publicists, having my artists, you prep an artist every time before he goes to the radio station or whatever. That's the publicist's job. And you're saying, this is what you need to say, this is what you need to say, and keep your answers, etc., etc. So that's one thing. Second thing, when you say things like you just heard from Charlie Kirk, there's nothing you could say before or after to give it context. And that's why I chose these things, because there are some things that I found online that are like, depending on what he said before or what he'd been saying after, it could be taken out of context. I feel like I did my due diligence and played you stuff that he said, regardless if I play you 10 minutes before or 10 minutes after, the line is still divisive. It still would make somebody not feel good. And again, I'm not here to tell you how to feel. It's your opinion. That's what this is all about. Okay. All right. So I think that's it. So I wanted to just give you guys a breakdown of the most viral videos of Charlie Kirk. Now let's go over to the mixed reactions on how some people felt about him. And that's the reason why I wanted to show you the greatest hits first, because now you'll understand why there's so much mixed reaction. Let's go to that now. All right, mixed reactions of Charlie Kirk's passing. First one I'm going to start off with is Amanda Seales is getting backlash for saying she has no empathy for Charlie Kirk. Take a listen.
I can't have empathy for someone like Charlie Kirk. First of all, Charlie Kirk don't believe in empathy. He said it's a bad thing. He said it's some new age made up. He also said people got to be sacrificed in order to protect guns.
All right, let's go over now to Jesse Waters. Fox News, Jesse Waters vows to avenge Charlie Kirk's unaliving. He says this is war. Take a listen.
They are at war with us. Whether we want to accept it or not, they are at war with us. What are we going to do about it? How much political violence are we going to tolerate? And that's the question we're just going to have to ask ourselves. Now, Charlie would want us to put as much pressure on these people as possible. Dana nailed it. This is unacceptable and has to stop. And it has to stop now.
All right, let's go over to Nancy Mace. Nancy Mace gets labeled a hypocrite for saying Democrats own what happened to Charlie Kirk. All right, it says, this clip lays bare to the double standards at play. Republicans are quick to turn tragedy into political weapons when it suits them, but recoil the moment the same logic is aimed at them. Nancy Grace says this about Charlie Kirk's unaliving. Democrats own what happened to Charlie. When Ryan asked if that means that Republicans own the unaliving, I don't know if the person was unalive, but the GUN incident that happened to Minnesota lawmaker, she fired back and said, "Are you kidding me? That's the hypocrisy we are looking at in real time." All right. Here is the video. Take a listen.
I'm going to say this. Democrats own what happened today. I am devastated. My kids have called panicking. All the kids have every conservative in the country called panicking. Just because you speak your mind on an issue doesn't mean you get
Then by that logic, do Republicans own the of the two Democratic lawmakers in Minnesota?
Political.
Isn't this on both sides?
Are you kidding me?
No, I'm asking
We
a
don't
serious
know
question.
what condition Charlie Kirk is in right now. Some raging leftist lunatic put a through his neck, and you want to talk about Republicans right now? No.
Okay, now I'm going to play you a video from Donald Trump from the Oval Office. This is a 4-minute and 3 seconds. I'm not going to play the whole thing. This was played on TV, so I'm sure most of you have seen it. So I'm just going to play a little clip. But what I want to highlight here is it starts obviously at 0 minutes. At 2 minutes and 2 seconds, halfway through the video, which was surprising, Donald Trump starts talking about the radical left. And I said I wasn't going to give my opinion on these other things. I'm just going to give my opinion on Donald Trump as the president and the leader of the free world. And I've said this almost every day this week, I think, when we're talking about the Ukrainian woman on the train. And also now with Charlie. I think there was another thing too. I just don't remember. There's so much going on this week. But I find it, for me personally, upsetting when there's a tragedy like this and the president and the leader of the free world turns it political. Now, if somebody Joe Blow on the street wants to turn it political, that's fine. But I feel like as a political leader, to turn this political is disrespectful to the family. For me, if this was any of my relatives or family, friends, or loved ones, I would be ashamed and I would denounce and I would ask him to take this video down. Don't use my loved one to benefit your political party. Again, like I said, he's been doing this all week and pretty much with everything that happens. I am not a Democrat. I'm not a Republican. I'm independent, and I call it like I see it, as most of you know. But just to remind any new viewers, because we have a lot of new viewers this week. All right. So, like I said, I'm going to chop it up a little bit. He starts out by saying all the good things about Charlie, and then 2 minutes in, listen to Donald Trump.
To my great fellow Americans, I am filled with grief and anger at the heinous assassination of Charlie Kirk on a college campus in Utah. For years, those on the radical left have compared wonderful Americans like Charlie to Nazis and the world's worst mass murderers and criminals. This kind of rhetoric is directly responsible for the terrorism that we're seeing in our country today, and it must stop right now.
Okay, so that was 4 different reactions. Of course, there are many other ones. I just chose to highlight those 4 for you. Now I wanted to give you guys the most recent update on the suspect and the manhunt. Now, this is recorded, so just keep in mind that when this comes out in a few hours, things might have completely changed, and maybe some of this information might be completely wrong. We saw yesterday when all this was unfolding, they arrested this guy, I think it was like an older gentleman. And then Kash Patel was like, no, sir, it's not the right guy. Then I saw another person getting picked up. So things could change. But this is up to the minute that I am at right now, and this is what's going on. They feel like they have a picture. There's an award out. So let's go over to that, and I'll give you guys an update. Take a listen. All right, update on Charlie Kirk's suspect. The FBI says Charlie Kirk's person of interest is a male of college age. Okay, they said that they found the GUN, which was obviously a long GUN. They said that he appears to be of college age, where he could just blend in with everybody. They said that they have good video footage of this individual. Authorities still don't know the person or the suspect's motive, and they have footwear impressions and a palm print. That's what they have so far. They're also offering a $100,000 reward. We're asking the public's help in identifying this person of interest in connection with the unaliving of Charlie Kirk at Utah Valley University. The number to call is 1-800-CALL-FBI. Okay. Here is a picture of what they have. I thought I had another one. Maybe I erased it. Anyways, this is the most important one. So like I said, that's up to the minute. Things may have changed. They are never going to let out everything they know. That's how things work, right? They probably know way more, but they don't want to tip him off. And from what I know about law enforcement, they are only going to put out to the public the things that they want this guy to know. So, what does that mean? Who knows? Remember Luigi Mangione? I think it was 2-3 days before they caught him. The interesting thing for me that I think I was watching Fox or CNN, I can't remember which one, but it's funny. Like, you think of these like simple little things, and they're like, he's gonna make a mistake at some point, and you think like, okay, he trained for this, he prepared, and he's gonna do this, and he's gonna do this, and whatever. And you're like, yeah, like what kind of mistakes you made? Could he make with all of this planning? And especially if you get out, like it's been 24 hours. I'm like, how can you mess up? How could you let them find you at this point? And somebody was like, he's going to get cold at some point. He's going to get hungry. He's going to get thirsty. And you don't realize that if you are on your own, even if you have water, food, this or whatever, like at some point, yeah, you're going to need to eat. You know what I mean? Like at some point you're going to need something. And the guy was saying, it's like, this is how all these guys get caught, because they just have normal human tendencies, and you're on the run. It's a day, 2 days, 3 days. Like, how long can you go without water? How long can you go without food? And that's actually how they caught Mangione. If I'm not mistaken, it was like in a McDonald's, because you need to eat. So it's just those little simple things that you cannot plan for, right? How can you plan to not eat for a month? But we shall see. Everybody has said that this guy is not like a Luigi Mangione, where, just an off the cuff thing like that. What happened from 200 yards away, you had training, you knew what you were doing. For him to be a college kid, I mean, that gives us a little bit of an insight to what it is. I don't want to even say and speculate, but it kind of gives you a little bit of insight on what his motives might be. But I just want to hold those personally for now. Y'all can sound off and let me know in the comment section below. What do you think? What do you think his motives are? What do you think his views are, etc.? I do think, though, the fact that if he is a college kid and he was around there, that it's going to be so much harder to find him versus a 50-year-old man that would stand out of the crowd, right? But they say they have him. They say they know who he is. Let's see. Let's see how long. Comment below and let me know if you think he's going to get caught and what is going on. All right. Next, we are going to go to quick Charlie Kirk news. All right. This brings us to quick Charlie Kirk news. We're not going to ring a bell. We're not going to disrespect the situation like that. All right. But I will ring it for regular quick news. Okay. This was shocking to me. Charlie Kirk's last words. I actually have the video of it, but I feel like everybody saw the video already, and it's up on our Instagram page, the Trent Out Loud Show. And I just feel like I'm kind of tired of seeing it, and I don't want to like trigger anybody. And it's not the actual moment, but I was planning to like stop it like at the second, but I'm not even going to play the video. But this is his actually last words. And I was shocked when I first saw it on Twitter. I was like, I feel like this is like AI or somebody like put a voiceover on this. It's shocking to know the conversation or the debate that the guy was having with Charlie and what exactly Charlie's last words. I had to see the video and check it to make sure. Anyways, audience member, do you know how many transgender Americans have been over the last 10 years, right? Mass incidences with GUN, okay? How many of them were transgender? Kirk said, too many. The audience member says, the answer is 5. Now, 5 is a lot. Do you know how many mass incidences there has been in America over the last 10 years? Charlie picks up the microphone, picks up and grabs it and says, counting or not counting G-A-N-G violence. And then boom, like the minute he says counting or not counting G-A-N-G violence, boom, it's over. That is crazy. The fact that you're having that conversation at that moment and that is your last words, crazy to me. Yeah, just I don't even know what to say. That is just crazy. Our second quick Charlie story. Right or wrong, Matt Dowd from MSNBC gets fired over comments he made about Charlie Kirk's shooting. Matt Dowd has been fired from MSNBC following his comments regarding the unaliving of conservative activist Charlie Kirk, the co-founder of Turning Point USA. The decision was confirmed by a network source. Okay, I'm going to read to you what the president of MSNBC wrote on Twitter after. Then I'm going to read you what Matthew wrote, and then I'll play you the clip, okay? So, a statement from MSNBC President Rebecca Cutler. During our breaking news coverage of the unaliving of Charlie Kirk, Matthew Dowd made comments that were inappropriate, insensitive, and unacceptable. We apologize for his statements, as has he. There is no place for violence in America, political or otherwise. Now, Matthew tweeted out this. My thoughts and prayers are with the family and friends of Charlie Kirk. On an earlier appearance on MSNBC, I was asked a question on the environment we are in. I apologize for my tone and my words. Let me be clear. I in no way intended for my comments to blame Kirk for this horrendous attack. Let us all come together and condemn violence of any kind. Now let me play for you Matthew's words. Take a listen.
But following up what was just said, he's been one of the most divisive, especially divisive younger figures in this, who is constantly sort of pushing this sort of hate speech or sort of aimed at certain groups. And I always go back to hateful thoughts lead to hateful words, which then lead to hateful.
Okay, I didn't cut that video off, but it just cuts off like that. But obviously he said hateful actions. So, like I said, I kind of wanted to do this particular show and keep my opinion out of it. So I'm really just going to leave this to you guys. Do you think him saying hateful words leads to hateful actions is something that is a fireable offense? And do you think that his tone was inappropriate? You guys comment below. Our third quick Charlie story. Politics has hit a new low. Democrats refuse silence for Charlie Kirk's family. Democrats say no to a moment of silence for Charlie Kirk and his family. This is unbelievable. Unbelievable scene at the House of Representatives. When asked for a simple moment of silence for Charlie Kirk and his family, Democrats shouted no. This is the state of politics in America, divided, disrespectful, and hostile. What do you think about this? Is this freedom, democracy, or pure hate? Now, I know I said I was going to keep my opinion out of the show, but when something is this clear and this ridiculous, I have to voice in. And like I said earlier, I am not a Republican or a Democrat. So when Republicans do something that I feel is ridiculous, I'm going to say it. And now Democrats, this is ridiculous. It's hateful. You should be ashamed. Like, this is horrible. When I found this information yesterday, I spoke a lot about, the Trump conspiracy theories and this. I said everything that I had to say, and I ended it off by saying my sympathies and my heart goes out to Charlie and his family. Like, that is the only right thing to do. We are allowed to have a difference of opinion, but having a moment of silence for a human being is always the right thing to do. Take a listen.
Please rise for a moment of prayer for Charlie Kirk and his family. Let's wait a minute. The House will be in order. The House will be in order.
You guys sound off below and let me know what you think about the House of Representatives. Our fourth quick story. President Donald Trump awards Charlie Kirk the Medal of Freedom. Take a listen.
I'm pleased to announce that I will soon be awarding Charlie Kirk posthumously the Presidential Medal of Freedom. The date of the ceremony will be announced, and I can only guarantee you one thing, that we will have a very big crowd.
All right, I asked ChatGPT what the Medal of Freedom is, so you guys can have context. The Presidential Medal of Freedom is the highest civilian award in the United States of America. Who awards it? The president. The purpose? To recognize individuals who have made especially notable contributions to U.S. national security or world peace, culture, art, or science, public or private endeavors that benefit society. Who can receive it? Both Americans and non-American citizens. The status is considered the civilians' equivalency of the Congressional Gold Medal and is one of the nation's most prestigious awards. And the history, it was established in 1963 by President John F. Kennedy. Recipients ranged from artists like Maya Angelou and Bruce Springsteen to civil rights leaders like Martin Luther King Jr. Yeah, it's also been given to public servants and even athletes. What do you guys think? Again, like that's why I wanted to play, and talk about who Charlie is. Do you think that Charlie deserves the Medal of Freedom, knowing the definition of it? Comment below and let me know. All right, our fifth quick Charlie story. TMZ faces backlash after employees cheer over Charlie Kirk's unaliving. Okay, let me give you guys some context before I play this. And I have friends over at TMZ, but I gotta call it like I see it. Okay. The Harvey has already come out and addressed the situation. Now, TMZ a couple of weeks ago, or I think maybe like a month now, they started doing like streaming, like how Aiden Ross and Kai Cenat do, instead of like doing a recording. So they're streaming them throughout their offices, and as news hits, it's just live feeling. All right. Now, I'm not going to play the whole thing for you. I'm just going to play the part that everyone's talking about. Now Harvey's sitting down and gets the news that this first happened to Charlie. And he's like, what? Is this true? Oh my gosh, whatever. He starts moving around this. Then it's like, oh, we're getting more information. Yep, he's going to the hospital. Okay, he's in critical condition. And so they're moving around. And then he gets up and you hear in the background, which I'm going to play for you now, cheering, yeah, oh my gosh. And then somebody tells Harvey, Donald Trump just put out that Charlie Kirk has been unalived. So obviously people think that whoever was cheering, they got the news maybe 2 or 3 seconds before Harvey got it, and they were cheering of his passing. So Harvey got online and said, listen, we know about this. We hear about this. We just want to let you guys know that there was a police chase. We're in LA. There's a police chase, and apparently like something happened with the police chase, or they caught the guy. But Harvey did his due diligence and said, listen, regardless, you didn't see them in their office and you don't know what they were watching. So we understand that it comes off bad. We are sorry. And they apologize. People have done their research and found out that the timing, because they were on live, the time that they were recording and the cheering, there was nothing to cheer about during this police chase. So there is this speculation that they're using this police chase. There's internet detectives all the time, right? So people have timed it up. The second that you hear that cheering, that timestamp, you go and you look at the live coverage of the police chase, and there's nothing to cheer about. So what really is it? Here is the video. You guys could judge for yourself, kind of, because you don't see them, but I don't know, just go with your gut and let me know what you think. Here's the video.
Janet, go to have somebody look at the Fox. Trump just posted that Charlie Kirk is dead.
Again, just want to be fair to my friends over at TMZ. This is the news. I think that Harvey should come back out and speak again, because just even in my comment section, there's people saying one thing and people saying something else. So, TMZ is going to be all right, but there is a lot of pressure on Harvey and TMZ. Let me know what you guys think in the comment section below. All right, this brings us to real quick news. Ring my bell. Our first quick story. Neo describes everything he likes about his 4 girlfriends. He says, I have a serious one. I have one I laugh with all the time. I got a writer and my artist. Okay, we have talked at length about Neo and these like the girlfriends, and I just think it's so stupid. But hey, it's making news, and I wanted to give you guys something else other than Charlie for the entire episode. My views on this polyamorous life that Neo lives is ridiculous because Neo is an artist. Artists have multiple women. Trust me, I've been in the music industry for over 10 years, the entertainment industry for longer, okay? There is no need to bring around 4 girls. There's just no need. Like, this is something that they decided. He sat down with his publicist, he sat down with his team, and they're like, hey, this is what we're going to do. This is the thing that we're going to do. I'm smelling like a podcast coming along, or there's going to be a TV, there's going to be something. And I don't blame him for that. All I'm saying is that I can see through it. Like, there is no need to be like, I'm going to bring around my 4 girls. Because you could do that without advertising. Like, every artist does that. Like, every artist who's single and some who are not, you know what I'm saying? Like, we just heard all week about Young Thug, about talking, being with these other girls. Like, they're rappers. They have 20 different girls a day. You know what I mean? So like, they don't go out there and have to like bring 4 of them around. So just, this just smells of like insecurity and like, ego. And it's just, I just don't feel like it's cool for me personally. But like I said, knowing what I know, there's going to be something that comes of this. Anyways, here is Neo breaking it down on Kai Cenat's stream. Like, this is just, and Neo is such a talented songwriter. Like, this is the new baby face, or I guess he's a little bit older right now, but he is so talented. He makes so much money off of writing. Like, he just doesn't have to do this. But Neo, sorry, I know I said I was going to play the video, but I know Neo, he's always, first of all, he's been insecure about his head for his whole entire career, but he is never going to be recognized like a Chris Brown or an Usher. He doesn't have, he doesn't have the looks, he doesn't have the dance skills. And he doesn't have, although he's a good vocalist, he's not like on an Usher level or a Chris Brown level, or dare I even say a Michael Jackson level, who is his idol. So because he is a songwriter, and for those of you who don't know, like, that's how he came in the business. Like, he is a songwriter first before anything, wrote for Beyonce, wrote for everybody. And him crossing over and coming out, and that's why he always wore a hat, I feel like he has so much insecurities and so much things that he needs to work on. Like, he needs therapy, that it's like, okay, I'm not going to be looked at as a Chris Brown and a heartthrob. Like, look at everybody going crazy over a Chris Brown tour. Neo can't do that. So as a result, he's like, I'm going to bring around 4 girls with me, and I'm just going to go around and keep talking about them. Like, he goes to radio stations like, I don't know what everybody knows. What's the big deal? And he keeps talking about it. Bro, like, anyways, I hate an insecure man. Here's the video. Sorry for venting.
One is a little more serious than everybody else. She's the reliable one. If I walk out the house and forget something, she got it. I have the one that I laugh with all the time. Everything is funny all day long. It's just what she does. I have my rider. If this the one, if I got in a fight with it, if I was getting jumped, she'd jump in and help me. Okay. And
shout out to her.
Yeah. And then I have my eclectic. She's the dancer. She's my artist.
It's just pathetic. Sorry. Our second quick story. Adam Silver says fans who can't afford streaming services to watch NBA games can still watch free highlights, calling the NBA a highlight sport. Are you joking? Like, did Adam Silver just really say this? Like, the insult, like, it's ridiculous. Anyways, I'll let you listen to the video in his words. I'll let you know how I think after the video. Take a listen.
Amount of our content that people can essentially consume for free. I mean, this is very much a highlights-based sport. So Instagram, TikTok, Twitter, you name it, any service. The New York Times, for that matter, to the extent that your content is not behind a paid firewall. There's an enormous amount of content out there. YouTube, by another example, that is advertising-based.
this is the height of stupidity. Saying that your league is a highlight sport is basically telling people you don't gotta watch. Just our content is boring. Like, why would you sit down and watch a whole basketball game? Just watch the highlights on Instagram. What are you talking about, dog? Like, this is why the NBA is in the toilet right now, and their viewership is the lowest that it's ever been. Like, we all know about this. We talked about this last year, and nothing is going to change this year. That's why they have like the in-tournament thing in December, which nobody cares about, the team or the fans. Like, the NBA is just going down in the toilet. To give you guys more context, what this is even talking about is a lot of people are complaining now the fact that the NBA is on different things. Like, sometimes some games might be on oh my gosh, what's that? On Amazon, or some things are not always on free cable. So he's like, it's okay, just watch it. Like, how can you tell your fans that? Like, you can't afford it, but just wait to watch it on Instagram. Anyways, this is insulting to the diehard like basketball fans who can't afford the streaming services or the paywall that some of your games. If this was me, I would say, listen, it's 2025. The NBA has to make moves around linear TV. You're going to see other sports leagues do this 2025. We don't only have cable, and this is a move that we have to make. And, you know, my heart goes out to the people who, you know, might unfortunately have to miss some games, but we as a business have to conduct ourselves for profitability. That's it. Like, hey, bro, I understand what you're going through, but you have to understand that I have to make the best decisions for my league. And if Amazon or whatever service is going to pay me triple, plus a lot of people are not watching cable, they're going to be watching on streaming services. I'm sorry that it's affecting you, but we have to make the business decision. That's how you address it, instead of being like, yo, our league's horrible. You don't need to watch the games anyways. Just wait for the highlights. Whew. Telling you, between him and Neo, I'm worked up. Our third quick story on a sad note. Today marks the 24th year since the tragedy of 9/11. Today marks the 24th year since the tragic events of September 11, 2001, when nearly 3,000 innocent people were unalived in New York. Let's remember the victims, first responders, and families affected. First of all, my condolences to everybody, every American that's affected, everybody around the world. Obviously, always a sad day. I've never shared this with anybody before, and I had a cousin of mine that worked in the World Trade Center. I don't remember which one, if it was one or two, but he worked like on the ground floor, and he did not go to work that day. Crazy, right? But he has never been the same since. Obviously, he didn't go back to work because of what happened, and I'm not sure if he was laid off or how things worked and panned out, but mentally it affected him knowing that he could have been there and what could have happened to him, and it just completely just messed him up, and he's not the same. I actually saw him this year for my dad's birthday that I had at my house. When I remember I told you guys I took that 2 weeks off and I had like a whole big family reunion, and he's doing a lot better, but he's not the cousin that I know. Obviously, he's an older cousin. Actually, technically speaking, he's my father's cousin, but whatever. I say all of that to say that not only do we have to remember the 3,000 people, but also to remember just everybody who was affected by the tragedies of that day. Not only the lives, of course, those are the most affected, but still just a sad day all around. And I think it's a day that, you know, will affect the world forever. So put any comments in the comment section below. Let me know how 9/11 has affected you or your family members. And I think it's just a day for us to get together, speak our memories. That's why I wanted to share a memory with you to let everybody know that we're all in the same boat and we're all affected by this day. So my condolences go out to anybody who was affected on 9/11. All right, this brings us to social discussion of the day. Okay, oh, actually, I forgot. Social discussion has stuff before. I was about to get into it. Okay, before I talk to you about social discussion of the day, I'm going to talk to you about memberships and I'm going to talk to you about Aura. So I have seen all the comments below. We talked about this yesterday. I don't know what to do with these memberships, y'all. I'm so happy that you are asking about it. You guys are looking into it and keep on asking me what I should name the show. And that's the reason why I wanted to do the memberships, because I love you guys and I love the community, and we want to build a membership program where we can get together. Having said all that, my YouTube partner hasn't got back in touch with me yet. She did answer my email, but she said she's busy and she's going to look into it for me. So I will tell you guys, some people say they see it, some people said they don't see it or whatever. We're working on it. I will still just tell you guys about it, but I'm going to relaunch it again. All right. So if you do see it, I'm going to put up a little picture here. It should be beside where it says podcast lives. Like there's, what do you call that? Like folders or, what do you call those links at the top where you see shorts, videos, live podcasts. Swipe. If you're on your phone, just push that a little down. You should see memberships, sign up, but don't worry. Like I said, we're not starting the program for another 30 days, or now it's 28 days. So we'll have time. I'll relaunch it. I'm going to get a join button. I'm going to make it simple for you guys to join up. All right. In the membership program, you'll have loyalty badges, emojis, member-only live stream, member-only videos, and early access to new videos and shout-outs. And we are going to start a new series called, we have 5 names, Ask Trent's Advice. Trent, what am I doing wrong? Ask Trent to fix it. What does Trent think? Or run it by Trent. Now, I think the last comments I saw, I think the most popular one right now is run it by Trent. I'm starting to like that because the Ask Trent is so I like it, but it's like Ask Trent. I don't know. Kind of sounds like you could ask me something like random. You know what I mean? Where it's like, I know you could still ask me anything random, but I don't know. It sounds like too corporate. I like run it by Trent because it's almost like just run it by me. You know what I mean? Like whatever it is, if it's a business or a relationship or friends, or I'm doing this or I'm doing that, we're friends, right? Like I run my ideas by you. Just run your idea by me. I'm just like an outlet and someone to talk to. People will comment in the comment section. Run it by us. And what I like about it is like, oh, maybe we should call it Run It By Us and everybody in the community answer. Anyways, I don't know. Still working on it. That's why I wanted to tell you guys ahead of it. Still working on developing it. Whoever sees the membership at the end, sign up. We are going to launch and officially have our the start of it in 27 days. All right. That is that. Now, let's go to Aura. Then we're going to go to comments, and then we're going to go to social discussion. Stick around because social discussion is good. All right. So I have a question for you. Is your computer, laptop, or cell phone vulnerable to data breaches? Well, let me answer that question for you. Yes, they are. If you're not using Aura, the all-in-one digital security platform, go to my sponsor below, aura.com/trend-out-loud to get a free 14-day trial to see if any of your data has already been exposed. If you ever wonder how scammers get your cell phone number or why your inbox is filled with spam, here is why. There are companies called data brokers that sell your data, and they do it without your consent, and they make billions of dollars selling it to marketers, scammers, and even stalkers. That is why I recommend today's sponsor, Aura, to my family, friends, and out louders. Aura takes care of the hard part, automatically removing your information, your social security number, your credit card, phone number, email off of these dark websites. And the best thing is they can keep it off all for free. You can get it 14 days free with my link below. Okay. With Aura, you also get alerts if any of your personal data is ever found on the dark web after it's been removed. Real-time fraud alerts for credit card banking information, a secure VPN, antivirus, password manager, and they have 24/7 round-the-clock US-based customer service. If anything does go wrong, Aura also offers a $5 million identity theft insurance package. You are covered. Aura is the best in the business. Here is a QR code right beside me. Take out your phones, camera, boom. Follow that link. It's free for 14 days. Take off your information for free, okay? For those of you who have never heard of Aura, they used to be the jersey logo for the Minnesota Timberwolves. If the NBA could team up with Aura and Trent Out Loud can team up with Aura, so can you. That's my new tagline. Hey, 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 hey. All right. I'm in a good mood today. Okay, let's go to comments of the day. The first comment is from Natasha. She said, on my phone for membership is the join button. Whoop, whoop. I don't know how it got there. I don't know how it's there, whatever. But for Natasha, she sees the join button. So I just want to let you guys know that. Now, on a serious note, the second comment, and we're going to talk about this. Trent, stop with the comments regarding I had money and I'm a fan and I'm proud of your success. However, oh, by the way, this is from Kentucky born and raised, okay? I'm a fan and proud of your success. However, leave us folks who have never experienced what you have or had. I would love to experience rich people problems. I was hard-headed and didn't listen to my mom. Now I have a 9-to-5 job. Thank God it pays the bills. It would be nice to go into a store and purchase whatever I want and not worry about if I can afford it. I want to experience expensive dinners and trips. Finally, you know good and well you wouldn't give up your big house and cars to go back to what you had before the success. So for the love of God, stop. Still love you. By the way, this is why I love my comment section, because y'all could drag me or say whatever you want, but then you're like, yo, I still love you though. And this is what is amazing. So thank you, Kentucky born and raised. I remember reading one of your comments before, and I don't remember your name. Sorry, I'm bad with names, but I do know that you're an avid listener. So thank you for that and your comment. However, I do have something to say. Two things. I didn't had money. I still have money. I have my success and the benefits of my success. If you wanted to know. I do talk about in my first book the growth of my company, making millions of dollars and having a national brand. My second book, How Sneakers Ruined My Life, I talk about losing millions of dollars and almost losing my house. The third book, which I'm working on right now, which we won't get into, is going to be how I got myself out of that mess. And luckily did not lose my house, lose any investments, and all the millions that I lost, I made it back and then some, and then got out the business. But we'll wait till book 3 for that. It is a trilogy. And there's a reason why I'm waiting, but we'll talk about that another day. Having said all of that, and yes, we're going to get to social discussion, but having said all of that, even prior to me having a national brand, a national sneaker boutique, I grew up, my mom's going to hate me saying this, but I don't want to say poor, but I grew up not even middle class. Okay. My mom was a nurse, worked 3 till 12, worked overtime all the time, hardly even saw her. That's why I'm a late night sleeper right now, because I would stay up till 12 o'clock till when she came home and run downstairs and try to watch TV with her as a young boy. She's like, yeah, you have school in the morning, but like, I wanted to see her. Right. So my dad worked 2 jobs, worked from 8 o'clock till 4, and then had a second job. My family struggled to make ends meet. And raising me up in a decent middle class neighborhood, but we did not have any sort of wealth at all. Okay, but I know my mom's gonna be like, make sure I didn't go hungry. It wasn't bad. Okay, so that said, as I got older, as you guys know, I was a kind of like a little bit of a delinquent youth. I went out on my own. I got in trouble, etc., and I had financial issues. And I talk about this in my book. I have filed for bankruptcy. I have been on welfare. I have been gone hungry. I have slept in my car. I have slept in attics. I didn't have a bed for a year or 2 years. I would go to IKEA and buy a futon and return it every 3 months because I have a 90-day policy. This is all in my book. Having said all of that, when I say now, sitting in a big house with 6 bathrooms and the life that I was able to, and success and material things that I was able to gain for myself. And I've talked to you guys about my cars and like dream cars and, having supercars, etc. I think that you should just take that as not the average person that maybe has been born into money telling you that life is better without money, for the simple reason that money can never buy you happiness. So this expensive trip that you want and this going into a clothing store to buy whatever you want, it's not going to bring you ultimate happiness. And that is from somebody who has been to the lowest of the lows. You cannot get lower than having to steal food out of a grocery store and being on welfare, not knowing when you're going to eat, to having eating at the most expensive restaurants in Canada or the US and traveling and being on planes and doing whatever I want. The material things that you can buy in your life can never replace and can never give you the happiness that a loving relationship, a partner, your children, your family, your father, your mother, your brother, your sister. Trust me. And whatever, I already talked a lot already. So if you're going to stay here, if you're here, you're going to stay. The whole point of why I even started this show was to talk about things like this. As you guys know, I'm a big mental health advocate. These are the things I want to talk about. My show has morphed into daily news and Diddy and all this stuff or whatever. But the reason why I do this and the reason why I put social discussions and questions of the day is to get these kind of things out to you guys. I know that Diddy and Jay and Trump or whatever, those gets the clicks, but these are the things that I want to talk about. It's the reason why I wrote my books. It's the reason why I give my books away for free to high schools, and I do tours and I do talks, and I team up with Charlemagne, and I'm going to let you guys know. Well, let you guys know now. Next month, I'll be in Jersey and speaking for the 3rd time at his mental health conference and giving away 200 books. Don't worry, I'll give you guys the date and whatever, and you guys can come out and hang out with me there. My point is that I have lived a life of 10 lives already. And let me tell you, and I'll close off with this, I would trade everything I have and everything that I've been able to save and obtain tomorrow morning to have a wife, to have children, to have loved ones and people around me, because nothing that you can buy and nothing that money can bring you can ever actually make you happy if you're not happy. I promise you that, and I don't know any other way to tell you. A $10,000 pair of jeans is the same jeans that I have on here that I paid $50 for. A diamond necklace, a Rolex, a Civic or a Lamborghini, it's still a car. It gets you from point A to point B. I've had Mercedes. Not Mercedes. I've had minivans and I've had supercars. It's a car. It needs gas. It gets annoying. You're sitting out in traffic. It's a car. Tap into the real things in life. Listen to Steve Jobs, one of his last words, and then you'll understand what the truth and what will make you happy about life, and you'll never, never want for money ever again. I'll just leave it off with that. Okay. Woo, kind of really been talking a lot this week. Okay. Now let's go over to social discussion. This has to do with Young Thug, but 1 second. It's way deeper than that. I'll just tell you the title. So, jail calls show Young Thug seemingly unbothered by Mariah telling him that Kodak Black tried to holler at her. She said, "You think I tell you too much?" Now, when I saw this, I was like, the last thing I want to do is have another, Young Thug jail phone call. Like, we've heard about it. Like, you need to talk about something else. Then somebody sent it to me and it's like, yo, you're going to love this. Take a listen. And it's Mariah the Scientist, his girlfriend, telling Young Thug, that Kodak Black is trying to hit on her. And Thug is completely unbothered. Like, he doesn't care. And the reason why he doesn't care is because he knows his girl. And that is the most beautiful thing that you can have in a relationship. He's unbothered because he doesn't care about what Kodak Black is trying to do. He doesn't care if he's trying to pick up his girl. He doesn't care if 100 guys are picking up his girl because he knows that he could trust his girl. It's a man's job to try to pick up your girl. I am never bothered if a guy's trying to pick up my girl. What do I care? Like, that's what men are going to do. Like, that's just life. Do you trust your girl to handle the situation properly? Do you trust your girl to act accordingly? Do you handle your girl not to engage? Do you trust your girl not to write back? Do you trust your girl not to call back, to text back, to go out and see that guy? And when you in a relationship, again, this is kind of like what I was talking about before, just love, like real love. When you have that where like there's nobody can tell you anything about your girl. That's, again, not to take back to money, but that's what money can't buy, right? You could meet a girl and buy her everything and do all this or whatever. If you don't have that love and that trust and that bond, then what do you have? I would much rather be broke and have nothing and to be in a relationship like Thug and Mariah, where my girl's telling me something about a dude and I'm just like, yeah, okay, and laugh it off. That's love. And this is why I'm kind of like putting the two together. And it's so funny because two people sent this to me and were like, yo, you're going to love to see this because they know me so well. Anyways, take a listen to the recording.
I'm going to let you get through this message this round. Charlie, you know, I've been up about you, and I just can't put that direct. I love to come to some kind of terms with you, babe. You know it's queen treatment only. Would you like to guess who said that?
No, I don't like it.
Kodak Black.
Mm-hmm.
Like, what type of feelings is that? You basically saying, I know you got a man, he locked up right now, and, you know, I want him to get out, but in the meantime, like, what?
That don't be crazy, man.
You think I tell you too much?
I like at the end where she's like, you think I tell you too much? He's like, say what? Like, like, no, it's never too much. Anyways, you know, some people are in the comment section they're like, yo, Mariah is saying that to him to like make him jealous, or Mariah's saying that to him like as a flex of like, yo, Kodak Black is trying to talk to me. And, you know, people are like, that's not a flex. Like, Kodak Black talks to everybody. Regardless if she's telling it to him as a flex or not or whatever, the point is that he is unbothered. And he's not unbothered because he doesn't love her. He's not unbothered because he doesn't care. He is unbothered because he knows a man is going to do what a man does. But when you're in love and when you have trust and when you have a good relationship, none of that matters. So I think the question I wrote is, as a man, should you be bothered if another man hollers at your girl? So ladies, does it bother you when guys try to holler at you and come in your DMs or text you or call you or out at a bar or buying you a drink when you got a man? Does that bother you? And men, does it bother you when guys try to talk to your girl? And I guess vice versa, you know, you could flip the script too. But anyways, thanks for letting me get that off. I really want to have like a love podcast, but I'll just keep throwing it into social discussion. Let me know what you guys think in the comment section below. All right, this brings us to question of the day. Would you date somebody who lives with their parents at 35 years old? Like I said, this is a way for me to get dating and relationship stuff into the show. All right, somebody said, my mama stay with me. Another person said, hell yeah, having parents to live with in 2025 is a blessing. That's a fact. Shout out, mom. What's up? I'm 36 and this close to selling my house and moving back in with my mom. What's the issue? Think smarter and stop working harder. I dated somebody who's homeless, so I don't see the problem. Another person said, absolutely, I want to be part of a loving family when I get married, so I think a wife with a close village sounds great. Another person said, I guess I'm going to be the only honest one here and say no. There you go. Another person said, yeah, because my OG was blind and I stayed with her until she... Okay, let's not talk about that. In this economy, ask your mama if she can come too. All jokes aside, we all need to be paying attention to what's going on. In the real life, people are losing their jobs. So yes, depending on the situation. And then last one here is our culture is the only culture, and then ... never mind. So hold on, I'm going to read this one. I'm really proud of the comment section of the segment because I usually get things are extremely negative. Okay, here's my 2 cents, okay? And I'm going to more align with the person that was not afraid to say no. As I always say, I need context, and I'll try to give you guys context. So if I meet somebody and she lives at home with her mom or her dad or her parents or whatever, why at 35 are you living there? Is it because you're going to school? You're going back to school? Is it because you're saving to buy a condo? Is it because you're saving to buy a house? Is it because you're building a business? Like, is there a reason why you're there at 35? Then if the reason is investment or money, or let's just put, if the reason is to better yourself, right? Building up, I have investment properties. Like, yeah, I own property, but I chose to rent it out. I am good with that. On the flip side, though, if you were like, yo, I've been trying to move out, but like my money isn't right. And like, I lost my job, but then, I was on this and then I was trying and like, I mean, if the situation is a you problem, then I probably am going to maybe say no. You know what I mean? Like, obviously there's got to be other things that go along with it, but that's going to be a red flag for me to know at 35 that you don't have some things together. Like I said, it could be even on your way. It could be like, hey, I lost my job, or this happened, or I've been a little bit slow, or I didn't know what to do. Like, even if you don't own anything, as long as you're telling me you're on your way and you're trying, then no problem. Hey, I'm good at that. I'm good at money. I can help you along the way, but you're trying. But if it's anything other than that, I'm out, yo. I'm out. Because at 35, you should be starting to, like, I started taking care of my mom. You know what I mean? Like, in my 20s. You know what I mean? Like, I was like helping my mom out, not financially, but I was the one like, hey, let me help you with this. Let me do this or whatever. Okay, like, yeah, my late 20s, I guess maybe like early 30s. But anyways, my point is that by the time you're 30, you got to start thinking about how you are going to help. Maybe that's a little bit early to helping your parents. That's a little bit early. But I was always very ambitious and stuff. So anyways, maybe not at 35 or 35, you should be thinking about helping your parents, but you shouldn't be thinking of just living off your parents. Let's just leave it at that, all right? Comment below. Let me know what y'all think about this question. If you meet somebody at 35, what would you do if they were living with their mama? Let me know in the comment section below. All right, y'all, that is a wrap on today's show. I hope you enjoyed it. We worked really hard on it. I hope you guys have a great weekend. What else was I going to say? Membership, if you see it somewhere, try to sign up. We'll work on it. Link below, Aura, and the QR code beside me. Sign up. If you ever bought anything online, Amazon, computer, or your phone, you are vulnerable to data breaches. Aura could remove, help you, and take these things, your information offline for free for the first 14 days. So make sure y'all sign up. There's something else I wanted to say, and I'm like forgetting it. So I'm kind of like moving slow. Hopefully it's going to come to me, but I don't know. I'm looking at all my notes, and I think that's it. Anyways, before I let you guys go, just want to remind you of all the ways to keep up with the Trend Out Loud show. For those of you who like to listen, we are available on all podcast platforms. Just go to any site, type in Trend Out Loud, the show will pop up. Don't forget to hit the follow and subscribe button so that you can be notified every time we upload a new show. And just like YouTube, we upload daily. Now, for those of you like me who prefer video, and I would suggest you watch our show on video. I'm very animated. I'm dancing. I'm sliding in videos and pictures. Come on over to YouTube, all right? When you're over here, there's 5 things I'm going to need you to do. 1, hit that subscribe button. 2, hit the like button. 3, and arguably the probably most important for me personally, please try to comment on the topics and things I'm asking you about. We do the show together. I ask the questions, but I need your feedback or else I'm just talking to myself. For those of you who don't want to join the conversation, totally understand, no pressure. Just let me know where you are watching from. I love that this is a global show. And I love to see which country or city you are watching from. So you can comment that and say hey. Fourth, if you're really enjoying the show, please try to share it with your family, friends, and loved ones because it definitely helps in growing the channel. And fifth, don't forget to sign up for our membership, if you can find a button. But don't worry, I'm going to work on finding it for you. For those of you who want to follow me outside of the show, I'm available on all social platforms. It's always the same handle, Trent Out Loud. I'm the most active on Instagram. And speaking of Instagram, we do have an Instagram page for the show, and it is called The Trent Out Loud Show. Pretty original, huh? So make sure you follow The Trent Out Loud Show on Instagram. We are working hard over there, posting, covering everything with this Charlie Kirk. And of course, after Charlie Kirk's hoopla will be all over, we'll still be continuing, but we're actively posting as much stuff and getting you as much information on this very, very delicate and sad issue. Make sure you guys follow us out there. We put the full videos of things that we play here. We're only playing like snippets of it. We also play clips of the show as well too. All right. So make sure y'all follow that. Have a great weekend, guys. I will. I was gonna say I'll see you Monday, but maybe I'll see you before. Anyways, I'll talk to you soon, maybe. All right. Have a great weekend. If I don't talk to you before, maybe what was on my mind, but I don't know what to say. Anyways, I'll see y'all soon. I'll see you soon. No, you know what? I'll see you later. Peace. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. It's your boy, Trent Out Loud. Peace.